All right, what's up, guys? So, welcome back. It's been a while. This Guilty Gear developers blog came out like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. It's been a while. We already went over it on stream, but I figured, you know what, let's just do it again for YouTube, get something concise up there, because there's not a lot of fighting game news going on recently, right? So let's just try and do something, man. I miss fighting games. I miss tournaments. But anyway, if you haven't read it already, or if you missed the first one, make sure you check out the video for that one as well. But the devs from Guilty Gear are putting out this thing called Developers Backyard, where they're giving you like direct insights and taking your feedback and answering your questions. So before we start, I just want to say this is great. Like I said in the last video, this is great. It's very uncommon for Japanese developers to be upfront with their fans and tell you the thought process behind it. So thank you. Please keep it up, developers. Please do not listen to anyone who's bitching and crying. So anyway, here we go. I'm not going to read it one by one. The link will be in the video. You can read it yourself. But let's just go. So again, this is director. Akira Katano is used to play BlazBlue and he used to be pretty good at BlazBlue, but he's thanking you and everything. And they're talking about roaming cancels. So the main topic, the main meat of this one is the roaming cancel system. So the roaming cancel system is very, very different from Exert. And we had the beta. Nobody was using roaming cancels well. Everyone was using roaming cancels like just old Guilty Gear. You know, you 1, 2, 3, roaming cancel, you finish your combo. So, of course, that's one of the options. But in this one, they're going to show you a lot of different tools here. Real quick, if you're watching, you never played Guilty Gear before, roaming cancels are a huge part of the game. They allow you to kind of just stop what you're doing mid-move. You have to spend meter, but you can just cancel whatever you're doing. And this is used for continued pressure, doing combos, mix-ups, all sorts of stuff. So some people are kind of worried about how they're changing it, but I think they do a good job of showing some of the potentials here. So yeah, they're just showing a lot of the videos. Let's just go over them. The first video they show here, this is just kind of a regular RC. This is nothing special, right? Activate, pop up, and then you extend your combo here. I think they do like 3 examples, but basically in the beta, this is how everybody was using RCs. This is the most straightforward way. This is the way everyone is used to. There's one thing I'll talk about though. That's a nice combo. You could have extended it too. So right off the very first one, boom. Whoops. Let's see. This is not new information. This has been known, but something that changes in this game is this circle, right? So this bubble right here, you're gonna notice it in every video they show. But the way our RCs work in this game is that this bubble has a hitbox. Sorry. You need to hit your opponent with this bubble to make the RC work. That's very different from Exert. So in Exert, you could do it from anywhere on the screen. It was almost like a pause button, and some players didn't like that. So it looks like they're trying to change things in this one. If you played Persona or old BlazBlue, it's similar to like their Gold Burst combos. But yeah, then after they get hit, you saw that little timer. So while that timer is active, they're slowed down. See, they get hit, the timer, slow it down. That's how you do combos. But anyway, that's the basic ones. Very, very simple here. The next one, roaming cancel 2. Which one is this? This is similar to, again, I'm doing a lot of Exert comparisons. So if you didn't play Exert, I'm sorry. If you didn't, you buy the game. It's like $8. Just buy it, play it for now. It's great. But this is similar to YRC. So watch. This is almost like a pause button. See? That was one of the new systems added to Exert that some players, some of the true Guilty Gear fans did not like. They're like, oh man, YRC sucks. It's not real Guilty Gear. So it looks like they're keeping it in this version. But again, the big difference, like I mentioned before, is that you have to hit the opponent with the bubble. So look, defensive here. He activates. Since he's in range now, he's going to get slowed down because he gets by the bubble, and that's when you can react with this anti-air. The problem in Exert is that you can just do from full screen, pause, see what they're doing, and then punish them and stuff. That's cool too, that kind of like meaty setup there. But again, this is stuff that nobody was doing in the beta. I don't even know if it was in the beta, but again, I didn't see anybody using that kind of like YRC type movement here. Next, so again, another Exert comparison, but this is almost like PRC. So this is the opposite of YRC, right? So YRC happens when you're not doing anything or your opponent is not in hit stun. PRC happens during recovery. So it happens, YRC you think happens at the beginning of the move. PRC happens at the end of the move. So again, this is just to Like, see, oh, I did a fireball. It was slow. It whiffed. My opponent jumped over it, but I can cancel the recovery and then protect myself like this. Oh, see, my move whiffed. He was going to punish me. This is basically just 100% PRC. That's a little bit trickier, though. But yeah, again, it's PRC. And like every other move, it has to hit the bubble. You have to hit them with the bubble. So one of the issues with PRC, in the old game, they had to be in block stun, right? But it could be like full screen. You could PRC and make stuff safe. This time, it only works if you're going to be close. But again, yeah, 1, 2, 3. These are all still... They still seem very similar. You know, not too different from Exert. They're different, but not too crazy. Bam, bam. This one's new here. So this looks like it replaces dead angles. This is defensive burst. Boop. So you see, you have to be blocking to do this one. Now, the thing about this, though, especially watch this last one right here. He looks like he's plus after that. So that seems really buff. So before, right, dead angles and RCs, they both take 50% of your meter, half of your meter. But before, they're very, very different, right? Dead angle is risky. Is risky because it's pretty easy to bait dead angles a lot. Not pretty easy, but it's very, very possible to bait dead angles. So you had to know when to do it. You didn't have to get red. And even if the dead angle hit, you didn't really get too much. It wasn't like a crazy reward. This replaces that, and it looks way stronger. Right? It looks like you can't do anything about that because of the pause button. Does the defensive burst, and then he falls down. It looks like he's plus, like it's his turn. So it's like, I'm jumping in, you can't stop me. What are you going to do? Anti-air block, defensive burst. It's still my turn. I'm on top of you. And all those 3 examples, it didn't look like Kai could have done anything. Maybe he could have done a counter. RC, I have no idea, but it looked like as soon as Soul activated, the screen paused, and Kai was hit. So that's very, very, very strong on defense. And as we saw, even on offense there. Like that again, that's another thing that people weren't really doing. I didn't really see a lot of people using in the beta, but that seems super powerful. That seems like a kind of, if you have 50 meter, just do it. Just mash it. Which, again, it's going to tie in later when they talk about the importance of meter in this game. Anyway, now these are the advanced parts of the Roman cancel. So again, we knew about this before the beta, but no one was really doing it that much. So I think first is they show the... sorry. That's the next one. This is just a little example of the YRC, right? Dash over there. He YRCs is like the pause button, and he falls down there. I definitely could have blocked that, though, right? I hope so. That one's cool. Using the forward moving invincibility. There we go. All right, so no, this is where they show it. Sorry, this is where they show the dash momentum. So again, we knew about this, but people weren't really making use of it. And here's some examples of how you can use the dash momentum. So the way you do it is you buffer like dash before you press the button, or together when you press the button, so you can move forward there. So something to notice here. Kai could block that, right? There's no way. Nah, like, he got to be able to block that. I hope they're not showing like this weird, easy autopilot unblockable setup mid-screen, but again, this is what I want you to notice in this video is, look. So this is using the dash momentum with the YRC version. And then here, he uses it, that's purple, he uses it with the PRC, right? So this is when he uses it with the startup one. The other thing, too, is look at this. So remember I was talking about how the bubble has to hit? If the forward movement from this, look, see how there's no clock near Kai? Until the forward movement moves him in there. I wonder if that's what they're trying to show, right? So if the forward movement didn't bring him in, Kai into the range of the bubble, he wouldn't have been slowed down, and you wouldn't have been able to get a punish. I think that's kind of the idea there. But again, so this is something brand new. This was not in Exerd. This is another level to the depth of the RCs in Strive. Then this is another one that I didn't really understand too much. So this is about canceling. Wow. So see, instead of you notice there's no clock, there's no slowdown. You can cancel the recovery of your burst immediately in the special moves. So again, it's hard to figure out from this clip. I couldn't understand why you would do that in a combo. It seems a lot more useful in a block string. or to keep pressure going. Because, you know, if you do the regular on a combo, they pop up and you still get a full combo, but that was cool though. Right? So that was the only time it seems like, oh, that makes sense there. So see how fast that was, right? If you had the slowdown, your opponent might have time to react and hold up. Just immediate cancel on the grab. You're done. Blown up there. But again, this is something that's going to take some time, some training mode to figure out the uses and like when is it going to be better to do the cancel, when's it going to be better to do the combo. And then I think this is the last video. Yeah, this is the last one. So they show, you can mix those advanced techniques together. So this is, again, just more examples here. He's doing the forward momentum there and the special cancel together. Boom, boom. And just showing off. Pop, pop, pop. The smell of the game. So again, these three combos look very, very cool, and they also look very flexible. But again, we're going to talk about it here with the question, but it's like how important is that? You know, that's something that I was thinking is like, even with all this flexibility, even in the beta there was a lot of combo flexibility, but it was kind of like, what's the point? You know, I get the idea of having it so that everybody can make their own combo, but part of the fun of fighting games is, to me, is having optimal stuff, like understanding what's optimal. And even if that's hard, that's good. Just like, I don't do optimal stuff. But if this like crazy freestyle where everything works, like unless the damage is really, really different and like it's very clear what's optimal, what's not optimal, I don't know what the point of it is. Just to like let everyone play around. But again, we need to get our hands on some training mode, some in-game time, and even after that, it's going to take a while to figure out. But so far, it looks pretty promising. Anyway, that's it for the videos. Now they answer some of the questions, just like in the last one. So let's just read them real quick. Again, I'm not going to go word for word. We'll just summarize. Question 1. This is a big complaint everyone had since the beta. I personally, I thought it was, I had a complaint before I played. Then when I played it, I was like, wait, it doesn't really bother me. But I didn't really care for it. You know, I didn't hate it. I didn't care for it. And if everyone dislikes it, then change it. It's fine. So again, of course, they're talking about the moving health bar. So this is very new. If you haven't seen it, you might want to go back and look at the videos. But the health bar, the character portrait, and the risk gauge are all connected. So when you take damage, your health bar moves down. Other fighting games don't do that. So fighting game veterans, it was hard for them to focus or get used to that, is what the idea was. But it wasn't that bad. But yeah, they explained it was a test. We wanted to make it really easy, but then we recognized that, wait a second, it's hard because it's always moving around. So they're going to change that. So they listen again. This was another hot topic in the first developer blog, is that there were some random people, some big names too, crying in literal tears, saying the devs don't listen, they don't listen. We reviewed it. We're like, they listened. They responded to every question. Here it is again in the second developer blog. They listened, they agreed with the feedback, and they're changing it. So today, you did it. You won. Talking about combos, yeah. So this is a complaint I had, and I agree with 100%. They talked about in the previous interview, they mentioned they want to create a greater degree of freedom in combos than the previous game. But in the beta test, there was no point, right? So they give the example of using Bandit Bringer 4 times, or there's like the 4 Fafnir combo, or there's even 1 button combos, like Chip could do 6H 4 times, or Kai could do 6H 4 times, and that would do like 60% damage. There's literally no point to do anything else. Like, it felt like combos were just for you to express yourself, but they didn't actually have any sort of effect on the game. That's how I felt. You can make your... I did the Giuna combo. Obama did the Obama combo. And at the end, it was exactly the same, right? It was exactly the same. Their response to that is... The existence of combos including the same move more than once isn't against our development intent. We really wanted to remove the concept that, for example, move A only combos into move B. So again, I understand that concept. They're really trying to push the freedom of you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. However, in the beta test, there's almost no advantage to using complicated combos instead of simple, easier combos. One flaw we discovered in the test was that only one combo route left an impression, and there wasn't enough to inspire players to experiment. Yeah, and again, the point of experimenting, this is what I want them to understand, is that it's about reward, right? Combos are about reward. if you're super casual, maybe you don't care. You just want to mash and do like, I did 13 kicks in a row. Like, that was so cool. But as a, serious player, you want your combos. You're thinking about the reward here. So complicated combos absolutely should be more efficient than easier combos. That's just the way, that's the law. That's how it should be. He says, we can't give a generalized answer, but we're continually making adjustments to many elements of the game, such as damage, paration, attack properties, meter, impact of previous moves, as well as mechanics new to the series. So they can't give like a clear answer right now, obviously. Still in development, but they are saying they're actively changing things, they're watching, and they are aware of the problem that people had in the beta. So again, answer 2, they're listening, they're taking into consideration, they're working on things. Number 3, I'll just go quick about this one, but he just asks, what are the thoughts behind the new character designs and the vocal themes in the game? And as you know, if you've been watching the channel and my stream, you know I'm not a fan of the vocal themes. So Ishitari talks about his idea for redesigning the characters is that he wants to make them very easy to understand. He has this line right here. He wants to make it, my ideal is to create designs where even if someone draws a rough sketch of them, you could tell what character they're drawing. He says he doesn't feel like he had that yet. But just general, I don't want to go too deep on it, but I love every design. I think every design is, I'm not going to say better. Some of them are clearly better. Like Milia is amazing. But every design in Strive, I love. It's great. I love the art design so far. The music, on the other hand. So introducing vocals as a BGM is for the same reason, to make it completely new. For me, that doesn't mean just writing new songs, but rather taking on a challenge that could create a new era for the series. The lyrics reflect the characters' perspectives and backgrounds. So again, it's his game. He's a musician. He's the one who gave me all these great songs. If this is what he wants to do, of course I'm going to support him, but I'm not a fan. Please, God, I'm just begging you for jukebox mode. But this answer worried me because it shows that the idea of having vocal themes is intentional for everything. It's not like a temporary thing. But we'll see. We'll see where we go from here. Fingers crossed for jukebox mode. Q4. This is a good question. This is a lot of people are angry about, their character in the old version didn't play like that in Strive. So they're talking about new iterations of Guilty Gear characters. Some characters like Sol and Potemkin are very similar to their previous incarnations, but some characters like Chip, Axel, and May have lost their tools, such as teleport. Axel's defense special, like his DP, get that shit out of here. And then May's like her Oki with like the dolphin and stuff. So it's like, why did you do this? Their response is basically, this is a new game, right? We're not thinking about removing things. We're starting a new game. We're starting to build these characters from the ground up. They explain this is our thought process behind these characters in Strive, right? So Chip is extremely fast, but many of his specials are risky, right? So, Gamma Blade, now it used to be you just spam it, but now it takes some damage when it goes in and stuff like that. So he has to take a risk to get in. Instead of just teleport behind you, just mess you up. Axel, oh my God, I want to quote this on the wall. He excels at long range, but is heavily at disadvantage at close range. This is the best thing I've read from any fighting game developer in 2020. If you guys don't know, if you're just a Guilty Gear fan, please look up Ferry in Grand Blue, or you can go look up Batista in Uniel. The devs are at this weird part where they want to make characters that are godlike zoners and then also give them a DP so that when they do get in trouble, they just say, get off me. Keep that away from Axel. Get that DP out of there. And then May, she has very simple ways to get big damage but doesn't have many tricks. Yeah, May players are crying a lot because she lost what made her fun, but she definitely seems like a different character in this game. As I was saying before when I was talking to the stream, fighting her in the beta, she was the #1 gorilla. Everyone's talking about Sol, but to me with May was like Leo's daughter, right? She just mauled you. Just rush down, damage, could not get her off you. So she's definitely shifting towards that more kind of simple, easy rush down character so far in Strive. And then before we go to the next question, I also just want to say this is a brand new game. This is Strive and stuff. So you're comparing these characters to characters that have been developed for years and years and multiple versions and had like adjustments and things like that. So Exit, I don't really recall too much. I don't remember if they added new moves as the versions went on. But that was like a Blaze Blue classic, is like you start out and then new version, you get a new move, you get a new move, you get a new move. And the characters grow as the game progresses. So even if your favorite character doesn't have a tool you want now, it doesn't mean that in the future they're not going to get that or something else. Anyway, Q5, I didn't like this question at all, although the devs gave one good answer. But can you guys talk about the new air dash? Basically, what he's saying is that air dashing and jumping moves were overpowered in the beta. So that's a good point. That's a good point. But this last statement this clown makes, additionally, the feel of the air dash just isn't as clean as the old one. Shut up. Give me some scientific facts. I want some data on that. My man is spouting his own opinion is like a fact right there. I thought the air dash is different, but it felt just different and just fun. You know, I was like, man, this doesn't feel clean. This air dash doesn't feel clean. This is not a clean air dash, not like the old one. Something different here. But the answer from the dev that I liked here is that they recognize as well. They said, we also recognize that jump attacks and air dashing was too strong in the beta. It's because the jumping attacks are really small hurt boxes. So it was easy to just jump in and stuff anti-airs. And that's true. So they recognize that. They're like, we're going to extend the hurt box. We're going to adjust that in the future. And then my boy Daisuke just stepping up to that weeb right here. He says, you know, we considered everything, and you know what? We're proceeding with development in that direction. We're keeping the way we're going, kid. Tell him, base Daisuke. And then here, so they're talking about the wall break mechanic. So again, the wall break mechanic, it's something new to Strive. A lot of people, a lot of the old school Guilty Gear players are not a fan of it. I can't comment because I didn't really use it. You know, I was just kind of screwing around in the beta. It's going to take more time to figure out how to properly use it. But they're talking about, in the beta, some people had the idea that it was better not to break the wall. The idea would bring them to the wall, don't break it, and instead go for another mix-up to keep them in the corner. So the answer from the dev, Akira, says, actually, we think it was better to break the wall. Like, he says, we think the players were wrong. We think it's better to break the wall than keep them in the corner, but they're going to keep testing it and things like that. He also says, however, we don't intend to take away the option. We're not going to make it that you always have to break the wall. We're going to let you, like, mess around with it. So my personal opinion, though, is that I also felt like breaking the wall wasn't that important because the damage was way too high in the beta. And they acknowledged that in the last blog. They said, yeah, the damage is way too high. So in the beta, a lot of times you could kill in 2 hits, right? You'd bring them to the wall, and then one mix-up, and they were dead because you did so much damage. But the benefit of breaking the wall is meter. And this is another thing, is that no one is, like I was saying earlier at the start of the video, no one is really using meter properly because we're still new, right? We're still not masters of it. So specifically, remember we were showing the dead angle, the get off me, that seems like unbaitable and just super powerful, but the only downside, of course, costs 50 meter. So if you break the wall, you get full meter after a little, like, it just, we'll see what happens when the damage gets lowered and people get better at using meter. I feel like maybe the dev might be right. Maybe wall breaks will start becoming pretty important in the future. And then the last one here, there's a nice little line here that, again, some people got angry because people are always angry. But what is currently the most difficult aspect in developing this game? And it's creating a new feel and new excitement out of the genealogy of Guilty Gear. You know, like, they have like an impossible task. No matter what they do, you're not gonna make. There's gonna be people that just are angry no matter what. But it's just my opinion. As I'm not like a creator like Daisuke, but you know, just someone who does do some stuff, creates stupid little vlogs or has a stream or does anything. You know, you have to be able to try new things out. You want to, right? Nobody wants to do the same thing over and over and over again. But sometimes when you develop your own little, your style or your own archetype, your fans, that's all they want from you, right? So that's unfair to the devs, I feel like. If you don't want to support them, if you just want to be like, nah, fuck you, I'm out, I'm going somewhere else, I mean, that's your choice. You can do that. But I feel like yelling and forcing people to be like, no, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that, you have to stay like this, you have to stay like this, you have to stay like this, you can't do anything new. Like, that's very exhausting to deal with. And of course, I deal with it 1/1000th of a scale that Daisuke does. But yeah, like this mission he's talking about, you want to keep it Guilty Gear but make something brand new at the same time. You know, nobody can do it better than he can. So we'll see where it goes. I'll be supporting him. But again, upcoming news. So in August, the next character is going to come out, which is next month. Hopefully, it'll be Leo. I'll make sure I get the YouTube video up early for you guys, not like 2 weeks after it comes out. I promise you. And then if you like this developer vlog and you want to ask some questions, the form is right here. So you can put that in and you can ask them some good questions. Ask them about Jukebox Mode. Do it for me. If everyone watching this video goes and asks, please put in jukebox mode, or when is jukebox mode, or what's jukebox, maybe Lord Daisuke will listen and we can be saved there. But yeah, that's it. So again, sorry it took so long. It's been like, I think 2 weeks. You probably already read it. Sage and Maximilian, everyone's got their opinion. But if you're still watching, you wanted to hear my opinion, thank you for tuning in. I'm still, again, nothing's changed. I'm still very positive. Looking forward to this game, but we have a long time. It's still, Jesus, it's going to be like 10 months from now, at least. So hopefully we'll have another beta, right? New characters coming out next month. I'm hoping for another beta this year and then another beta next year. If they want to give more, if they want to give like 2 this year, I'm down for that. But yeah, anyway, let me know what you guys think. Like always, I'll read your comments. We can talk about Strive in there. But thank you for watching. See you next one. Peace.